So thank you so much. As long as everyone can hear me, and we are finally all gathered here together and ready, I'm so thankful and so grateful to be back with all of you. Without too much ado, we'll just dive in. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So, as today is Daimi Ekadashi, or the Ekadashi celebrated just before Varaha Dwadasi. And this Ekadashi comes just before Sri Nityananda Trayodashi. I started trying to think what correlations could be there between Lord Nityananda and Varahadev. So I ran to the pages of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. And as I began reading, it seemed as though the Lord just wanted to reveal whatever he decided to reveal. And so from the pages of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, there's the chapter, Sri Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda meet in Navadvip. It is one of my favorite chapters because this meeting between Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu is a long time coming. However, in the very, very beginning of that chapter, Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur begins to write. One day, the Lord, Sri Vishwambar, Gaurahari, heard the pastimes of Krishna in his incarnation as a boar, Lord Varaha. Roaring, he rushed to Murari Gupta's house. Lord Chaitanya had a special love for Murari Gupta, who was a wonderful devotee at Navadvip, just like Lord Ramachandra had a special love for Hanuman. When Lord Gaurachandra arrived at Murari Gupta's house, Murari Gupta received the Lord with great respect, offering obeisances to the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord hurried past him, shouting, "Varaha, Varaha!" Murari Gupta was left dumbfounded, looking all around him. The Lord entered the temple room of Lord Vishnu and saw a beautiful water pot standing in the corner. Just at that moment, the Lord took the form of Lord Varaha. Absorbed in this mood, he lifted the water pot with his tusks, and roaring loudly like a boar, he stood there with his 4 hooves. The Lord ordered Murari Gupta, "Offer prayers to me, Murari." Murari remained dumbfounded. Amazed by this extraordinary sight, no words came to his mouth. The Lord then said, "Speak up, Murari. Speak up, you do not have to fear. Don't you know my supreme identity?" And so sometimes we can wonder if the inconceivable pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are literal or figurative. Because Mahaprabhu was golden colored, standing upright as a person, the best of the twice-born Brahmanas. Should we take it literally? Did he literally take up the form of Varahadev in that one moment? And for the next phase of my life, I want to answer emphatically, yes, this is literal. If we can believe, if we can put all of our faith into these wonderful pastimes, yes, literally, the Lord can assume the form of Varahadev in the twinkling of an eye. to expand the glory of his devotees. Now, what does this mean, to expand the glories of his devotees? Let's continue reading. Trembling with fear, Murari pleaded with the Lord, saying, "O Lord, only you yourself know how to glorify yourself and offer prayers. Lord Anantashesh, who holds the entire creation upon just one of his hoods, has manifested 1,000 mouths to glorify you, yet he laments that he cannot find the limits of your glories. Who is more capable than Anantashesh to glorify you? The entire material universe follows the instructions of the Vedas, yet these Vedas are unable to fully reveal your transcendental, absolute nature. We have heard that there are unlimited numbers of universes in this material creation, and that they all emanate from the pores of your transcendental body. You are the fully independent, supreme autocrat, and you are always blissful. How is it possible for the limited Vedic literature to describe the pastimes which you perform according to your own sweet will? Therefore, O Lord, only you know yourself fully, and others can know you only if you reveal to them yourself through your causeless mercy. What ability do I possess to offer your prayers and glorify you?" Saying this, Murari Gupta fell flat upon the floor, offering obeisances to the Lord. Lord Varaha, Gaurahari, was pleased with Murari Gupta's words. Then, expressing anger at the Vedic literatures, he spoke aloud. "The Vedas have the audacity to say that I have no hands, no legs, no mouth, and no eyes. There is in fact a mischievous sannyasi living in Kashi who teaches this to his students. That rascal tries to mutilate my transcendental form. He studies the Vedas and teaches others, but he does not accept my transcendental form. As a result of such blasphemy, he has been attacked by the dreaded disease, leprosy, but he cannot understand the reason for this affliction. I am the Lord of all sacrifices, the Supreme Lord Vishnu. There are no imperfections in my transcendental form. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are always engaged in glorifying my supreme transcendental position and nature. A mere touch of my body can spiritualize and purify everything. Yet that rascal is so insolent that he proclaims that my transcendental form is non-existent. Carefully hear my opinion, Murari Gupta. I will reveal to you that which is unmanifest even by the Vedas. I accepted the incarnation of Varaha to lift the material world out of the waters of nescience. Know me to be the ultimate goal of the Vedas. The purpose of my present incarnation is to propagate the congregational chanting of the holy names of Shri Krishna. In this incarnation, as in other incarnations, I will annihilate the miscreants for the protection and pleasure of my devotees. I cannot tolerate my devotees being threatened and tortured. I will kill even my own son to protect my beloved devotees. This is not a lie, Murari. So once again, the Lord makes very strong statements. Do we take them figuratively or literally? Is Murari Gupta to think that this is a figurative vow taken by the Lord? The Lord assures him, no, Murari, know this not to be just an empty promise. Listen attentively. In my boar incarnation, when I lifted the earth, Mother Earth became impregnated by my touch. She gave birth to my son, named Naraka, or we might know him in Krishna book in Srimad Bhagavatam as Bhoma, the son of Bhumi. Naraka was very strong and powerful. I gave my son all religious instructions. He became a very powerful king and dutifully protected the demigods, brahmanas, spiritual masters, and the devotees. However, the hand of destiny changed everything. Due to the influence and bad association of King Bana, he became a criminal and was cruel to the devotees. Any aggression or violence towards my devotees is totally intolerable to me. So I killed my son to protect my devotees. I am revealing all these confidential matters to you because you have been serving me for many births. Murarigupta was overwhelmed by the Lord's presence and narration, and he wept with joy. All glories to Sri Gaurachandra and Sri Murarigupta. All glories to Lord Varahadev, the protector of his devotees. So taking all these forms just to increase the glories of his devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did something completely unprecedented. Krishna would often not exude his supremacy because he did not want anything to mar the beautiful, friendly relationship he would have with his devotees. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a bit of a phenomenon and a mystery. Many, many times, perhaps 90% of the time, if anyone would even address him as Lord, he would block his ears and chant, Vishnu, Vishnu, I am not the Supreme Person. I'm simply a devotee. And yet other times, as per his own whims and wishes, he would give priceless darshans to special devotees like Murarigupta. He held his Mahaprakash Lila just one time, where he allowed all of the devotees to worship him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But these confidential darshans that would happen, sometimes he would take the form of Lord Nrsimha, and sometimes the form of Lord Varaha. Sometimes he would look like Mahavishnu, and sometimes he would once again simply be the crest jewel of the Brahmanas. But all of this was to increase the glory of his devotees. And one of the most amazing lessons for this pastime is that we should take Krishna literally. Not figuratively, but literally. This Krishna has appeared in an unlimited amount of ways just to have relationships with us, to appear in our lives. Varahadev appeared as a boar, which is not a very celebrated animal. It is not one that is highly renowned, not even one that is usually used as a compliment. Now, you don't really compliment someone by calling them a bore. There is one wonderful internal pastime that happens. Once Krishna in Vrindavan was fond of rolling in the dust of Braj. Not just the dust of Braj, but the ground that was soaked with the milk of the cows, the rains of Vrindavan, the urine of the cows, anything and everything. And he would roll in the dust. And one day he came to his mother completely covered, head to toe, peacock feather to the last shining toenail on the tip of his lotus foot, covered in the thickest mud of Vrindavan. So much so that Mother Yashoda had to clear the mud from his eyes to even be able to see him. Finally, exasperated, she asked, "Oh Lala, why are you so restless? Why do you enjoy rolling around in the dust so much? Are you a pig? Were you a pig at some point in your former life?" Shri Krishna, remembering his unlimited pastimes, and one of them, even as Varaha, simply smiles at his mother and nods his head yes. But in these childhood pastimes, Mother Yashoda thinks, this is just my restless child being a child. But we can take Krishna literally. This is the message of Varahadev for me, that the Lord can do anything and everything, especially those things that seem inconceivable to us, because that is our Lord. He is inconceivable. Just when we think we can begin to understand him or begin to understand what he is doing, he'll do something else absolutely amazing. When we feel as though perhaps we might have lost our way, Varahadev is very good at helping find things in hidden places, as he found the earth in the Garbhadak ocean, floating in this ocean of nescience. When we feel as though we've been overwhelmed by the material world ocean, where do we turn? Who do we ask for help? We have so many friends and superheroes that will come to our aid. if we take Krishna literally. If we somehow think, oh, this is all figurative and the Lord didn't really do all of this, and this is just, it's all a metaphor or an allegory, then like that mischievous sannyasi who ultimately began to realize or think that the Lord had no form, that all of this is just illusory, we run the risk of mutilating the transcendental form of the Lord if we do not take Krishna literally. So these wonderful unlimited pastimes are here to help us. Krishna is here to help us, even at the risk of saying, I will forsake all of my other family members for you. This Bhaumasura or Narakasura has been defeated by Krishna. We hear about it within Krishna book. And then Krishna rescues and marries 16,100 princesses. But this Bhaumasura, now Krishna is saying, this was my own son. But because he was cruel to devotees, I would rather destroy my own son than to give up protecting my devotees. This is a very, very, very strong claim. And Krishna does not take it lightly. So if we have taken shelter of Krishna, if we feel that we are trying to take shelter of Krishna, we should know that this protection is always with us. Oftentimes, if we think of protection, we think of Lord Nrsingadev. He is the poster child of protection, and so he should be. But all of Krishna's incarnations have come to protect us, to maintain us, to remind us that Krishna will always and forever be there. One beautiful translation of the name Nitai is literally take this. And so Nitai means take this. The inner meaning is that Nitai came to give Krishna prema. And constantly, everywhere he's going, he's begging, holding straw between his teeth. Right? Dante trina dhori, holding this straw between his teeth. Take this. Just take this, Krishna. Please take Krishna. And so every time I say we can take Krishna literally, in my mind, I'm hearing, take this. Oh, Nitai, Nitai, please just take this. These are Krishna's promises. They are literal promises. This is how we go about gathering a heart that is sincere, simple, childlike, free of duplicity. Children will believe you. If you say something with conviction, children will believe you. Because my Lord has said all of this with such full conviction, with a childlike heart, I want to believe him. I want to believe that all that he says is possible, probable, promised, that nothing can stand in the way of my Lord's promise. So for me, this is my correlation between Lord Nityananda and Lord Varahadev. Oh Nitai, I pray that he blesses us all, that we can take Krishna literally, just as he did. He was also quite childlike at heart and willing to take everything and anything that Mahaprabhu said as the order of his life, literally. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Acyuta Gopi. I was taking notes like crazy. Take Krishna literally. Nothing should stand in the way between Krishna's promises and myself. It's so beautiful. So many nice lines, Acyuta Gopi. Thank you. Thank you. You're a treasure trove of wisdom. Thank you. I think that's coming from Radhadesh. That's what Radhadesh does, right? Nice. Thank you for sharing it with us. Thank you. We appreciate your steadiness in your service to this little Sangha of the morning Bhagavatam class at the Bhakti Center. Hare Krishna. We had a little glimpse of Krishna Daya Prabhu's good wife. Hare Krishna. Beautiful smile. See, he's holding her under the umbrella and he's risking getting wet. Nice, Krishna Daya Prabhu. You're a gentleman, like Prabhupada wanted us. He's got tilak on. Nice. That's what Srila Prabhupada wanted. Krishna Daya Prabhu. Ki jai to you.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhu. It's very inspiring. About taking Krishna literally, the Thai give means take. Thank you so much for the wonderful class.
Thank you. Any questions, takeaways, reflections?
I have a takeaway. Hare Krishna, Chitta Gopi, Dasi Prabhu. I really love, I had never heard that there's another translation for the name Nitai, which is take this. And I love the idea of kind of like, there's a song that I sing for the kids where we do the Nitai, that's Nitai was his name. And then now, like when I'm singing that, I'm gonna be thinking of this whole idea of like, take this love of Krishna, take this. And it's just so sweet. So I really appreciate that. And just the, I guess since my main seva has to do with the children, I love the idea of having a childlike heart. And that having a childlike heart is so that we can believe what Krishna has promised. That really melts my heart. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the childlike heart. That was so nice. When I think of a childlike heart, I think of Bhima Prabhu for some reason. There he is. Childlike face, childlike beard. Okay.
Speaking of childlike heart, if I could ask one favor. So today, 12 years ago, my daughter made her valiant appearance. So if you could all please bless her that she has an unlimited amount of years serving Srila Prabhupada's movement, serving Shri Shri Radha Govinda, Shri Shri Radha Murlidhara, and all of you priceless, wonderful devotees. That would be all I would need for this whole Ekadashi.
Dear devotees, please, now is the time. Give your blessings to Nandi. She's a beautiful soul, beautiful kid. Thank Acyuta Gopi for bringing her into the world. Hare Krishna. Darshan time, Adipurusha Prabhu Darshan. Oh. Am I muted? Was I muted? When I was saying we love Acyuta Gopi, was I muted? Acyuta Gopi, we love you. We love you. Thank you very much. Beautiful class. Beautiful class. Thanks everyone for participating. Have a wonderful Ekadashi. Keep your smile on. And to come again tomorrow. Srimad Bhagavatam never ends. The Leela never stops. Krishna keeps coming. All his incarnations are coming to help us and facilitate our service to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Prabhu.
Yeah, William.
Prabhuji, I just wanted to say my apologies. I was having some technical difficulties with my computer. I had clicked on a link and I heard Andrea's voice and I was like, and then the class was going on. So I apologize for that. That was my computer.
It's okay. We thought you were singing alone. Great.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Love you all. Hare Hare.